Hi everyone. This is Ola&Oyin podcast. Welcome back, but I'm not going to pretend that it's not been long that we've had something to put on this channel. So yeah, there's been some things going on in the background, but we're back now, and we don't want to waste your time with all that happened behind the back. So Oyin is here,
Hi
beautiful Oyin,
guys.
and Olamide. It's the first time you're seeing us like physically. Over time you've been in our voice, so I hope this continues a lot more, right?
Yes.
So how are you doing?
I'm well, I'm good. I feel like a new age.
Oh,
Yeah, so yesterday was my birthday and I had like a beautiful day. It was beautiful. I had my siblings, one of my siblings come celebrate with me.
yeah.
And she came with her friends and I was
nice.
also with my baby boo. Yeah, so we went out, we had fun. I mean, the weather too was really favorable.
Yeah.
It was cold, so it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful experience for me. It was.
I was hoping that you
I
bring
didn't know
cake
that.
for this set.
Yeah. Yesterday is in the past. So
Okay. It's a
if
new
you
day.
missed it yesterday, you're not getting it today.
Okay, the next day.
To next year, guys. To next
Alright.
year. And I mean, I kind of felt like, even low-key I was joking about it, but maybe really there is a process that happens with your biological self, like biologically,
Yeah.
the whole process of growth that happens with the 365 days. I know that you don't take me serious when I say these things, but I just felt like something actually happened to me
In the
from that
365 days,
transition
what happened?
from the day 365 into the first day of the year. Actually, I was just kidding, but that was an experience and I really loved it. It was memorable.
Probably you share some other time.
Yeah, so guys, we're back and better. And today we're going to be discussing expressing
outside,
oneself. That's so bad of me. Bad of me. I mean,
I forgive you.
I just thought since you were the one that introduced the thing, you already said a lot of things, and I
didn't talk
you were
about me.
going to- All right.
Okay, you
All
know
right,
I'm gonna
forgive
keep it
me,
short.
Forgive me. So, how far? What about you? How have you been?
I will say I've been doing my regular job, right? So same, guys. I've been working. Then I think I'm happier. I'm stable everywhere.
Did you miss recording?
Yeah, I did. I miss recording. I miss the connection. I miss talking about issues. I always
Yeah, we
love
did.
to
We actually did.
discuss, like randomly. I just sit down with people and then we discuss. And I wish it was free and then we put it out there. But come on,
It's
we're
happening
back
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So as I was saying, we're going to be discussing expressing oneself today, like the whole expression thing. People say freedom of expression. I mean, there's this battle already that is freedom absolute. So now we're bringing it into expression, the context
Yeah.
of expression. Is there actually the freedom of expression? Can we be free to express ourselves anytime, any day, anywhere? Or are there restrictions? As like, is there something that we have to look out for? And also, are there things that affect expression, like maybe past experiences, past events that can affect the way you express yourself now?
Yeah.
Or is it just congenital, or how do I put it? Like innate, it just
Innate,
comes
yeah.
with you naturally, and you just have to flow. So for people that are introverts, are they introverts from birth, or are they things
Question
that
mark.
experiences have shaped? So these are the things that we're going to be discussing, and then also probably sharing our experiences with expressions and all of those things. So guys, join us on this conversation. If you have anything to say right now, you can start commenting, guys. Start commenting.
Yes, yes.
All right. So Lola, what do you think?
So when you were talking, I quickly recalled a quote. I don't know. It was ascribed to e.t.c. I think it's a general. You know this e.t.c. now that it can guarantee freedom of expression, speech, but freedom after expression
You can
it
guarantee.
cannot guarantee. So I think, like you asked, you need to put into consideration context, environment, a lot of things, and then if we are discussing if some things actually affect the way we express ourselves, especially as a young person growing up, I think yeah, a lot of things actually do. For some people, it's the way the family where they grew up from, the way they grew up, the colleagues they have while growing up. Probably they hang around introverts a lot and they develop as introverts, or they are around people that can shout morning to night and they're like, every time, So having to their expression will be different. Yeah. And then when you are in an environment where the majority of people are like silent mode and you are coming with a burst of then you are hot.
Yeah.
They are hot. And then things you say can hurt some of these people because they are not used to people saying it all.
True.
That's another aspect. They are not used to people saying it all. Although you might be high energy and not say it all too.
So there can be a balance too.
Yeah, there can be a balance too. So I feel like in the context of growing up, relating with people, expression has to be weighed. Expression has to be. You really need to think of what you want to say. Especially
when you're growing up.
When you're growing up as a young person, you have to walk around older people. You have to work with your boss. You have to work with mentor. You have to work with these colleagues, junior ones.
Yes.
You can't because you are senior and then start talking down
to anybody.
Yeah, to anybody. So expression really matters a lot in the context of a young person.
And so we agree now, or yes, we agree. I think I agree with what you said.
Yeah.
And that there are things that define how people express themselves, environment, past experiences actually. Okay, so for me, I would say I keep saying things like I am not good with relating with older folks. Like I don't know how to talk in a gathering where people that are there are like say 7-8 years older than I am.
Really? That close? Yeah,
that close. Because I kind of start to see the need to respect them a lot, or I kind of think that when I talk they are going to feel like, okay, maybe some things I would say will come off as rude to them.
Yeah.
And so I always feel like it's better to just shut up and not talk, except when asked to talk. And even when I'm asked to talk, I really have to edit a lot. I have to tone myself down a lot not to talk. So a lot of people, even my family members that are like older folks like that, don't know that I talk. A lot of them feel like, oh, she's very gentle, she doesn't talk. And then when they see me sometimes once in a while with my mates and they see me talk, they're like, what? And then one thing I can remember that actually affected me relating with older people is growing up, whenever my parents are with older folks, maybe they are friends, and it could be like we were watching a movie and I say something in the movie and I wanted to comment, just drop my own opinion about it, I get shut down, or I was the right word. They would tell me to keep quiet, that children don't talk when elderly people are talking.
Yeah, so the African thing.
In a way, there was no balance created for me for when I should talk and when I shouldn't talk. So in my mind, I just created the opinion that
older folks,
you don't talk when older folks are talking. You only talk when your mates are talking. So I grew up talking a lot amongst my mates. Even amongst my mates, I had to kind of it. But I'm not saying now that it cannot be changed. But it has been so it's been part of me for a while, and I don't even know how to get out of that. I've tried a lot to get out. So sometimes I try, but at the back of my mind, there's something that's telling me that don't say all you want to say, because if you say it, it's going to come off as rude, and you're going to cross that boundary that you're not supposed to.
The question you should be asking here is, what's rude? Because you could be talking to your colleague and something is rude to you.
Yes, that's true. But I just feel like, that generations are different. The same way there are things this Gen Z are doing, and amongst themselves they feel like it's normal. And when they bring it to your side, they're like, don't even try that with me.
Yeah.
Don't even. So when they come to you, you know that this is what's normal to them, and you can probably tolerate them. Now we are learning to tolerate some of these their excesses.
Yeah.
But before, you find it so
very
those
true.
Gen Z, I mean, they can still relate with people that are generations closer to them, like the millennials. They can relate with them. But when we move it a bit up to maybe the Gen X or the baby boomers, they don't relate. They are looking at it like, what are you doing? This is not normal. So back then, things
They
were
don't do
stricter.
TikTok.
Back then, with me, things were stricter. So I felt like if you don't even put like some respect word, it's not that you can call your elder sister and you're like Shola or you're calling Tokwe and they don't see any wrong thing. Then too, it was applicable for some folks, but for my home, but it was not. It's not something you can.
I think
so.
It's not just you.
Almost everything feels like.
What about the culture?
Yes, I'm saying that the culture too helps, like also contributes to some of these things. But then their backgrounds are different. Even within culture, backgrounds are still different. There are things that culturally might not be acceptable, but because of your background, you know how in offices there's the overall rules and regulations. But when it comes to some departments, people try to find a balance and modify it to suit to get. So that's what I'm trying to say now. So in a way, past experiences kind of shape you. For some people, it's trauma. They probably are very extroverted before, and then something happened to them, and boom, they just went into
like a near-death
and then we call it depression. So that's another thing. It can be depression clinically, yes.
Yeah.
It can be depression clinically, and then they might get out of that state of depression, but still not go back to the full blown extrovert. This thing. So that's one side to it. So now we've concluded.
But you made mention of being innate. Like, can't a child just be born like that, like with that personality? Even when they are in a family or home that everybody is talking, and they're like, maybe they are just 5 or 6 or 7.
Yes,
like,
they are. I think they are kids like that.
There are kids like that.
There are people that actually.
And then when they grow up, they grow just like that, and some of them find expressing themselves very hard, especially in a world where you need to speak
up sometimes.
That's what more reason why we're discussing this. Because in this our world now, like everybody is talking, we are talking. Yes. Everybody is out there, especially with social media, expressing. It's helping some people to get out of their shell, right? But again, it's noise to a lot of people. Like
exactly. So when
think too much about something, and nothing is changing really.
Exactly. That's why we're even talking about this. Like, how do you know that this is too much? This is not to be said.
Yeah.
I mean, me, I can have the perception that this thing is rude. That's why I'm not saying it. Yeah. But aside from being rude, there are times where you're not just talking, not because you are rude, but maybe because of the way you feel like you'll be perceived, or the way you feel like people that are receiving
or
it,
the way you want people to perceive you.
Or the way you want people to perceive you. Yeah. Anything can actually affect the way you are expressing yourself.
Of course.
Okay, so now let's talk about, and I feel like another thing is, what's the word? Projection. Yeah. People wanting you to be a particular way.
Yep.
Now let's look at, we've had protests, frictions, and everything, and you are of the opinion that you're for something or maybe against something, and you feel like everybody has to be against it, and you have this. If you are not doing this, you are enabling. You are this. You are that. I mean, remember the NSAS protest. I know people that legit don't want to be part of that protest. Yeah. Not because they are not having a hard time in Nigeria as well, but they just want to go about their business and do what they have to do. That's their own way of life. And then you are forcing them. You are closing the road down that they should not go. You are closing the road down that they should not go to their offices because you are expressing your own self. But they are also expressing themselves by going, and you are stopping their own expression just to attend to your own expression.
Then you are looking like enabler of the government or whatever.
Do you get? So
or the oppressors.
Sometimes expression is just, I feel like it's just
you know somebody like, if you talk, people have something to say about it.
Yes,
if you don't talk,
people still have something to say about it.
They make impressions of you.
And that's why some people see this that quote you said is still why some people are, what's the word? They talk anyhow. I don't know if that's like the right way to say it. They just talk anyhow. They don't even put into consideration the other people's the other person or the receiver's feelings into consideration. So for me, I just feel like in everything that you are doing, in everything that you are saying, there are sometimes that you probably out of anger or maybe you're just not just in the mood, and you say some things that you probably will later still regret. But
a lot of time.
But when you are actually in the right frame of mind and you're saying things, I feel like you should just low key look at, if this thing was said to me, how would I receive it?
Yeah.
Or if at all I would not even receive it any bad way. What about the mood?
Yeah.
But
the mood, right?
I'm sure that's my own belief. But some other people, this is me also now thinking about other people's way. How do we see what I've just said now? Me saying that you should look at everybody's feeling. But is it not another burden on you? You want to talk, but you have to do some introspection on, are they going to receive it right? How will I feel if this person said this?
Putting others, putting yourself
like,
in other shoes.
I feel like it might also be a burden. That's why some people don't do it.
Yeah.
Also, just like, let me talk.
Hard to go through that process of trying to rationalize if what you want to say is correct
or not.
At the end of the day, you end up not saying it.
You end up not saying a lot of things.
So, but you really want to say it, then you just don't want to think about it. Forget about it. Rationalizing to stage and then just say it.
You know, somebody said something before when we were young. When we make jokes, we're like, oh, your head is big, your body is fat, you are so thin. You know, we just keep saying things. We are just joking, and to us it's joke. And when the other person does not get the joke, we're like, I'm just playing with you now. Okay, so somebody said something in my senior secondary school, and he said that when the receiver of a joke, when the person that you are making a joke with, receiver of a joke, does not get it as a joke, then it's no more a joke.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Which is supposed to be, but people will come at you like you don't know how to take sarcasm, you don't know how to take joke, and it makes you feel like you're abnormal.
I think from when you were a child, when we were all a child, to growing, I think there's much more consciousness, especially with this present time. People are getting a lot of consciousness from the internet.
Yeah.
Even things they are not conscious about,
you become conscious.
You become aware of it. Yeah. So when you start saying somebody is bigger, fat, the whole body, something now, body shaming, their words are coming out for all these things. So and then somebody is interpreting it as, are you saying, okay, you're fat? Are you saying I'm fat? Like fat is a big thing. It wasn't so when you were young. You're just fat. You're tiny. Even people make of it. If I was an example, in my secondary school, I was so skinny. I'm like leopard, this and that. People make fun of it, but with the consciousness now, somebody could just say leopard, and I'm like, don't do that. We're not kids anymore. You understand? Then your food starts burning and coming up. I don't know. So the consciousness to really make, or the other person's part, really makes your expression really determines how to be taken. Yeah. So if you're talking to somebody that is, I don't know, maybe not extremely conscious about that particular thing, then you can say some certain things. But how would you know if somebody is that conscious? That's another
angle.
Problem.
So now what we're trying to say is there is no absolute anything. You have to be accountable for every little thing that happens. So accountability is a major factor when we're talking about anything. In fact, in everything that in life, you have to be accountable. So you cannot just say something and expect that you don't get a feedback.
I think that's the bulk of
attitude,
being accountable.
You cannot just say something and expect that you don't get a reaction. Yeah. For every action, there is equal or opposite reaction.
Your physics is good.
You think the one?
Your physics is good.
So as I was saying, so there is always going to be, you're going to get that feedback, and that's what makes you know that you're communicating right.
Exactly.
So you don't now have to feel like because you will receive it this way, expect the other person to receive it the same way you're going to.
So whatever you get, you should just take it like that's okay and be accountable. Okay, if you need to say sorry, say sorry. If you need to stop it, and then
when we say things like be yourself, there is no yardstick for being yourself.
There's a thing like that.
So you can be yourself when yourself is rude. And yourself is proud.
Point.
And we keep saying be yourself. But telling you to be proud.
That's the word we are now. That's the word we are now.
People say freedom of expression. Freedom of expression. Yes, be yourself. I am skinny and I love skinny. I identify with skinny. I identify with model. But you now come and make skinny look very bad. You get?
Yeah.
And then I have to start looking for butt lifts, butt pump, this to make myself look into the new trend or anything.
Yeah, fitting.
Do you get?
Yeah.
So there is actually no freedom. And then when people now come at me again for doing all of those things, I'm now beginning to be defensive because I'm feeling bad internally, but I'm still defensive because I have to identify with something.
Yeah.
And then there are some people that they would still hurt them with those words and they will say, it is who I am. If you don't see me, if you think I'm skinny, use fat eyes to look at me. I will be fat. There are people that know how to deal with these things.
I like
but some
that.
people
Use
don't know
fat
how
eye
to.
to look
That's
at
so.
me. Yeah, some people are good. That's a good point. People know how to deal with some of these things. Yeah.
So we have said two things.